Howdy folks, welcome to the next in the series of Thrifting for Free. This is a series where I start with $0 and I go thrifting and I buy things to resell online for a profit. And how we do that is we started with and continue to take bottles and cans to the local bottle drop-off, and then we take that money, we add it to our budget, and then we go thrifting, see what we can find. This week I wasn't really going to work on this series because I have a ton of things around here that I need to get done, including working on my death pile, which while working on this series, concentrating on that, it has grown. So over the past several days I have been waiting on airplanes to go by. Anyway, over the last several days, I've been working on the old death pile, working on the shop, getting things a little more organized. I did get out one time and bought a couple of things. I'll show you that here in just a second. So hang on just a second and I'll show you that. I got to go get the camera. Here we go. One of the two things we got was this Seth Thomas steeple clock. This one has a German movement in it, so it's a later model. It's not an antique. And we paid $12.99 minus my 10%. We also got this Black & Decker Space Maker can opener. Any of this Space Maker stuff, especially Black & Decker, can be good. It's worth looking up. We paid $7.79 for that. Again, minus my discount there for being a veteran and for being old. Not that old yet, but they keep giving it to me, the senior discount. And that brings us, we also sold several items. Most recently, the pair of On Clouds we got in a recent video. And when I ship these, I like to stuff paper down inside them so it kind of fills the shoe out, keeps it from looking frumpy dumpy. Which brings me to the point of, if you're going to sell shoes online, get you some shoe trees. I like this kind with the spring on them, especially the older wooden ones like this, because they don't break as easy as the new cheap ones. But yeah, we sold that. We sold the Cross of Iron DVD you saw me find at the bins. The lock from the very first episode of this series sold. Didn't get as much money for it as we had hoped. Let's see, the DVD box set of a series or a season of Dexter. Dexter's kind of hot right now because they just released a new series of it, or about to. We sold the Rock Band dongle, first one I ever found in all the years I've done this. And that brings us to the money. After accounting for fees and taxes and shipping and buying the clock and the can opener, we are now left with a budget of $73.38. And we're on our way to the bottle drop to see how much we can add to that. Then I think we're going to go to the bins again. So you guys hang on and I'll see you at the bins. Forgot to show you guys this. When I'm out here working in the shop, I will often put on some of my favorite reselling content makers. Today it has been Ginger Marvin. Sorry, Kathy, I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. Hey, if you like this reselling thing, you could not do better than to watch Ginger Marvin. Go over there and subscribe. Tell her the Junk Monkey sent you. And we can just all gaze and wonder at her filing system. It is second to none. But she does a lot of bin stuff too. So since I'm headed to the bins today, I thought I'd watch a little Ginger Marvin. Folks, we are at the Goodwill outlet, aka the bins. And it is a packed house in there. Only one or two parking spots outside. I got people all in the parking lot around me, so I can't really film any of this. I will try to bring you guys in as I find this stuff. Now, we just came from the bottle drop where we added another $6.50 to our 70 some odd dollar budget. So let's get in there and see what we can find. I made it inside. I've gone through the glass and kitchenware bins. Came up with a Laurel Birch coffee mug and a cute little elephant plunger. I think we also got, a heat control for an electric skillet. That might go back. And we found a PS3 Injustice game. The game is in there. That might go back. But I got a little lull in where the people are at. There's nobody right close to me, so we'll walk through here and look at some of this stuff together. Man, it's a shame they don't let us test electronics in here anymore. This is one of them that I would certainly look up. And I got somebody right next to me. I'll bring you guys back in. A little reprieve from the crowd. Quite a few people left, and I find myself again in an area that is not crowded. So I'll bring you guys with me here, and let's see what we can find. Change hands. A feather-covered ball. Everybody needs one of them. Not. You guys see me throw something that is worth anything, let me know. I know there's always stuff that I'm missing. Last video I posted of me digging through the bins, I saw where I missed a cast iron skillet and a remote control, all within about 2 foot. Don't know that either one of them was worth picking up, but in the moment I didn't even see them. So I guess it's the dangers of trying to film while you're doing this. It kind of splits your concentration up. Blockbuster stuff can be good, but I don't know. I think I'll look it up just for the heck of it. Oh, off camera I picked up a VHS. Those Disney sing-along VHSs, they do good. This one I've had before a couple of times. It does really good. If I remember right, there's something controversial about it, but in any case, every time I find it, it sells really quick. I don't remember it being a bunch of money. Hello, Shrek. But it always sells quick. I'm sure I saw that as a kid. I cannot remember it at all. Folks, I'm honestly not here looking for more media. I'm actually completely stocked up on media at the moment. I don't even have room in on my storage shelf to put more media out. Huh. Cool. There's just so much here. My local bins operators, they overfill the bins, and they do it on purpose because they have a quota of so many pounds they have to meet every day. What they do is when they do a revolution, the old ones go out that door and the new ones come in that door way down there. But sometimes they may cheat a little bit, take one of these used ones, take it through that door, wrap it around and bring it through the other door, and they get the same weight twice. They're always short-handed here, so I don't hold that against them. But I really wish they would do more rotations and put less in the bins, because sometimes it is exceedingly difficult to dig through these things. Some modern-day jacks, old bins, nothing like that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I think I want that for myself. Hang that in the shop there. We're gonna put it in the cart and think on it. If we can find enough good stuff today to make up for spending the money on that 1 pound item, then we'll take it home. Aluminum trivet. And that went all the way to the floor. I'm not one of those that like to make a mess for the workers, so I'll pick it up. All right, guys, I'm gonna dig through this big pile and I'll bring you back in if I find anything. Do y'all recognize it? This is the VCR from the last video. It didn't pass testing, so I took it back in and traded it in on store credit. And yeah, that's the same one. It does not work. And it made its way here to the bins in very short amount of time. Just wanted to bring you guys in and show you that. Yeah, that's weird. Here in a minute, I'm gonna take a break, look through some of the stuff I've got in the cart, and show you guys something. All right, be right back. One of my favorite things to find, and it's a bread machine. And yes, it's in there. So what I like to do is take that, and I hold it up next to the label and take pictures of it. That way it's easier to list when I get it home. So there's your tip of the day. I think you guys have probably seen me pick these things up before. Anyway, I'll bring you back in when I find something better. We've still got 2 more sets of the bins to go through, but I wanted to bring you in and show you something. There are things that are never in short supply at the bins. And one of them is school supplies. Now, it doesn't matter if you can afford brand new school supplies or not. Why would you want to go spend all that money in a retail store when you can come here and buy it by the pound? I'm not above doing it. I have all kinds of supplies at the house. I don't need school supplies anymore, but I do get office supplies. My mother-in-law lives with us now. We just moved her in. And these little sorting trays are something she needs for her beads and jewelry making and wire wrapping. So they weigh next to nothing, but if you went to a retail store to buy them, they're $2, $3, $4 a piece. But I bring you in because we made the find of the day. That's a pair of Bausch & Lomb aviator sunglasses from the 60s with sold comps in the hundreds. So we'll get them home, get them cleaned up, and get them listed. And hopefully that scuffed up spot doesn't hurt the value too much. Hopefully that's something that'll clean off. But that's probably the find of the day right there. All right, let's see what we can find. Ooh, there is a Magnavox. I think it's just a DVD player though, but we'll throw it in the cart and check it out. There's some more school supplies like I was telling you guys about. And hey, those bags of crayons like that, there are certain crayon colors that are discontinued, and there are people out there, artists, who go through a bag like that, and let's see if that's one. One of them that is discontinued is called Dandelion. This is green yellow, so I don't think that's it, but I bet you there's a dandelion in there. And they can go for as much as $5 a pop for a crayon. I wouldn't suggest trying to ship them this time of year, but yeah, it's amazing the kind of things that sell. Not everything has to be high-end shoes or horror VCR, I can't speak, horror VHS or action figures. There's all kinds of stuff that sells. If you want to get into this game, the best advice I can give you is learn how to research. You find yourself in an area and you can't find anything, start grabbing just weird things, anything that catches your eye, and look it up. Learn how to use Google Lens, and then take the information of what you've got in hand over to eBay and see if it sells. Maybe that particular item doesn't sell, but sort that item by highest. See if there's a version of it that sells for good money. When you're in an area like I am that is just eat alive with resellers and professional yard sellers and booth owners and collectors, it can be a little tough to source sometimes. And the best defense you have against that is to learn how to look things up. Learn how to research this stuff. You'll be amazed at some of the stuff sometimes. Oop, I see a Sony. Sony's can be good. We'll look that up. I'll give you guys a full breakdown of what I actually keep when we get all this stuff back to the house. One thing that's also never in short supply is talking toys. Alright, I'll bring you guys back in if I find anything else. Just bring you guys in while I dig a little bit. There's a lot of media right here. I used to do really well with these things, VeggieTales, but they've really fallen off. You have to have like 30 tapes and they'll sell for like $40, and it's just not worth it for me to pick them up anymore. But there's another one. I've seen several in here today, both VHS and DVD, and they just don't bring any money. But I bring you guys in because I'm going to come up with a new code word. If you guys hear me say the word golly, that means some jackass is coming in here and crowding me because they're afraid somebody might find something they want. And I don't know why people do that. There's just something about me that they look at me and they think there's no way in the world that guy's going to throat punch me. If they only knew how wrong they were. Not that I look for opportunities to do stupid stuff like that, because I don't like going to jail. But I'm definitely not as kind-hearted as my looks may make me out to be. I have been known to get in a little squabble or two, and there's nothing in the Goodwill bins we're fighting over or going to jail over, or even worse, to the hospital. But some of these people, they can get downright rude, and I'm not the kind to back down from them when they do. So remember, if you hear me say the word golly, that means one of those type of people are crowding me. What is, that's weird looking. What is that? The Brain Stetzer Boogie Woogie Christmas. You know, I've been surprised by weird stuff before. Look, more school supplies already in a box. Colored pencils. You know, maybe you're an artist. You know how much this stuff can cost. Come to the Goodwill bins. You can find it here. Cheap. All right, I'll bring you guys back in when I find something. There are some supplies that I do not suggest you pick up at the bins. Yeah. Why does that even end up at the bins? Eek. I got a whole bunch of stuff on the cart I got to look up. I'm going to step over to the side, look that up, and I got one more set of bins for the hard goods to go through, and then we might go through the clothing, but the clothing bins have been jammed up ever since I walked through the door, so probably not going to find anything decent there, but we'll give it a look. Somehow, when I wasn't looking, this place filled up with people again, so golly. Can't turn left, can't turn right. Oh well, we did manage to squeak out a couple of pieces of sterling. There's a little crab thing, and the hilt on this knife, this little piece right here, is sterling. And the blade is not, and the handle is mother of pearl. But we're probably going to scrap it because it's in really rough shape. And every little piece of that scrap silver, it adds up. I keep a jar or a little bag full of it, and I get a few ounces, I take it in and sell it for scrap. Okay folks, we made it back to the house. I didn't stick around after that last clip. I talked about maybe going through the clothing bins. Well, they did a rotation of the clothing, and there must be somebody in there that's getting paid to call or text everybody in the area to let them know they're about to do a rotation, because the crowd that left, well, twice as many come streaming through the door before they could finish that rotation with the clothing bins. And there must have been 75 to 100 people lined up to where the employees could barely get the new bins in there. And I'm just not one to wade in amongst a crowd of people like that. So I decided to go ahead and call it a day. I was already irritated by people that were in there, so I figured it was better thing for me to do would be to just go to the house. So let me show you this stuff that we brought and what we have for the week. Didn't get out as often as I wanted to, but we ended up with some good stuff. So we went to the bottle drop. We got an extra $6.50 added to our budget, which brought, well, I've already done all the math, so including this money we spent today. But anyhow, we spent a little over $10 today at the bins, and we came home with this carbon steel chef's skillet. This thing is almost 5 pounds by itself. I might keep that one. There's very little online sold comps or listings to go off of, but if I wanted this pan, I would have to order it, and it would be somewhere in the $100 range. There's even a used one. There's only one used one like this listed, and it's listed for $99 free shipping, but there are no solds. It's a nice enough quality pan. I'm gonna just clean it up, keep it, season it, and cook with it. It's a daggum nice pan, and I like to cook. So really, really nice pots and pans are hard to come by anymore. Next up is the Sing-Along Zippity Doo-Dah Disney VHS that we picked up. Apparently these things used to sell really, really strong. Apparently they're no longer considered controversial, and the price has come down on them. I used to get around $15 for these things. Now they're selling between $5 and $8. I may have mentioned earlier in the video that I am fully stocked on online sales listings for VHS at the moment. So this will go on the back stock. So that's not part of the challenge. Next up, we have this skillet heat control, and I didn't show this one. I showed a different one that we put back. This one actually has some really good sold comps, several of them in the $50 range. So somewhere between $35 and $50 is what we're going to get for that. This Magnavox remote control apparently is a pretty decent one. We should get somewhere in the $15 range for that. Of course, I've still got to clean it up. Then you saw me pick up the bread machine paddle. I get on average about $10 for these, which brings us to the find of the day. Now, when I found these, I had looked them up, and if I hadn't done further research when I got home, I'd have been in trouble, because I'd have listed these as Bausch & Lomb, because they are identical in every feature, every measurement. The only thing different is that little marking down there on that brow piece. But the Bausch & Lomb ones are identical, made the same way, same colors. It's got the little faux mother of pearl brow piece there, everything. And those sell for $400 plus. This particular pair, what few of them I can find even by the maker that are somewhat similar, they sell somewhere in the, on the horrible side, $30 for a beat up pair that's all corroded. These are not corroded. That scuffing was just some smutch that was on there, but they sell somewhere in the $100 to $130 range. So that's still the find of the day. So that's a pretty good find. They cleaned up beautifully. That brings us to the only other two things which didn't catch on camera because I really wasn't thrifting this week. And I ran in real quick, and I caught a new cart coming out, and I got that Black & Decker Space Saver can opener, bottle opener, and knife sharpener. That should bring us somewhere in the $30 price range. And last but certainly not least, this old wind-up clock made by Seth Thomas with a German movement in it. So it was one of the last ones they made. And that should bring us somewhere in the $50 to $75 range. So all told, we spent less than $30, and we've got probably $200 worth of good items here, maybe more. So that's it. That's all I got for you this week. We'll see you next week. I appreciate each and every one of you that comes by, and I hope y'all come back now. You hear?